Good morning, everyone. My name is Nyumba Leticia. I'm the one who will be moderating today's event. I would like to welcome you all to this virtual event organized by Jeunesse Nouvelle. We welcome you all and we'll be very much honored to be with you in today's discussions, and we'll be very much pleased to having a great conversations with you. Today's event is concerned on the launch of the project virtually entitled Great Lakes Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace, our diversity, our opportunity. This project is coming to in the activities of peace promotion and in the Great Lakes region, whereby this project will be implemented in 4 countries: Rwanda, DRC, Uganda, and Tanzania. The project will be implemented in a period of 3 years, whereby we'll be working with different people, different partners, different youth stakeholders, and youth initiatives. We would like to welcome you all in this event. Thank you, all of you. Let's give a floor to the General Director of Jeunesse Nouvelle, Brother Vital Ringweneza, for his welcome remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, moderator. My name is Brother Vital Ringweneza, the Director General of Jeunesse Nouvelle. Before giving my opening remarks, I would like to do a short presentation to present the guest that we are with today. I will begin with Honorable the General Director of Youth Empowerment in the Ministry of Youth and Culture. She's our guest of honor today. We are also with Honorable Zachary, the team leader for education, digitalization, and youth in Union Embassy in Rwanda. We are with Mr. Beno, project manager from CAS, and Mariam, project coordinator, together with 4 national coordinators from DRC, Uganda, and Tanzania. We are with district authorities, JAF, and the National Youth Council. We are with a legal representative of Jeunesse Nouvelle, Brother Emmanuel Rwanda Muriye. We are also with 4 panelists who will lead us during the discussion. We are with 19 legal representatives of youth initiatives. And finally, we have main members or staff of Jeunesse Nouvelle who are with us also today in this big event. Honorable the General Director of Youth Empowerment in the Ministry of Youth and Culture, as our guest of honor today. Dear Mr. Zachary, the team leader for education, digitalization, and youth in UA Rwandan Embassy. Dear Mr. Beno, the project manager, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, legal representatives of youth initiatives and the Jeunesse Nouvelle staff, I would like to thank you for joining this virtual launching conference of their project called Great Rex Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace, our diversity, our opportunity. In particular, I warmly welcome all participants in this event, where Jeunesse Nouvelle, in collaboration with all stakeholders and partners from different countries, Uganda, Tanzania, and DRC Congo, are going to implement this project in this coming 3 years. My special thanks goes to you, to EU, together with the CAS team, who have selected Jeunesse Nouvelle as the leading partner in Rwanda and funded the project. Jeunesse Nouvelle is a non-governmental organization created in 2002 by the Brothers of the Catholic Congregation and the Brothers of Christian Instruction located in Nyundo Diocese. It was recognized by Rwandan government law of non-government organization in accordance with the law in 2012. Jeunesse Nouvelle is located in Western Province, Rubavu District, Gisenyi Sector, and Nengo Cell. Jeunesse Nouvelle carries out its activities across the country. We aim to accomplish a mission to develop the talents and skills of the youth. Our mission is to develop the talent and capacities of youth for the involvement in the process of sustainable socio-economic development. Our vision is to have a renewed youth, health physically, dynamic morally, spiritually, and productive for a better future of Rwanda. Our area of interventions of the organization: education, economic strengthening, sports, culture and arts, peace building, where this project that we are launching today is located. In addition to that, let us recall the objective of this event of project launch. The main purpose of this launch conference is to present the logic of interventions to the authorities and the other relevant stakeholders of the project implementation. The understanding of the project strategies and intervention logic will allow us to get actively involved and participate in all phases of the activities implementation of this project. Interactions between stakeholders will be framed in line with interest of the project. The inputs from stakeholders, questions, and concerns related to the project will help the team to achieve the project objectives. Today, specifically, this conference aims to strengthen understanding of the project by all stakeholders, reflect and discuss approaches and strategies for collaboration with the young groups located in the Great Lakes region. I would like to salute the effort made by all members who supported us during this event preparation, in especially the EU and the CAS team, national coordinators and their assistants. We also highlight the effort made by the technical team. As we are in special period of COVID-19, third waves, we are in the most districts in Rwanda are in total lockdown, in the same as in the countries all over the world. Let us combine the effort with the government and other stakeholders to fight this pandemic where it is possible. In a nutshell, I thank everybody who responded positively to our invitation today. I also thank in particular the good partnership that the organization has with the Ministry of Youth and Culture and the Rwanda Embassy. Let us have a wonderful meeting for the better project implementation. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Vital, for the opening remarks as well as the welcoming remarks. Now that we have heard all about the organization of Jeunesse Nouvelle and the purpose of the event, of today's event, I think that now we are more understanding about the organization. Let's give a welcome to the project manager, Mr. Beno, for his witty remarks too. Welcome, Mr. Beno.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Your Excellencies, Ms. Titero of the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Mr. Zbitiri of the EU delegation in Rwanda, Mr. Mutanga, Ms. Claudine, dear brother Emmanuel, dear brother Vital, dear Jean-Claude, dear participants. On behalf of Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, I welcome you all to the official launching conference of the Great Lakes Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace in Rwanda, a project co-funded by the European Union and Konrad Adenauer, taking place in 4 countries of the Great Lakes region. Over the next 3 years, the project is to establish a tight network of local youth groups and initiatives that are dedicated to peace building and that involve in a number of different activities that contribute to peace and security in the region. With this, our project taps into the positive energy of youth as agents for peace and security, a role which is recognized by the United Nations, the European Union, the African Union, the 4 national governments of our project countries, and also of the regional economic communities in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not obvious that we meet each other here today. The security situation in the project region already being difficult enough, the COVID-19 pandemic still affects us very much and explains also why we can only meet here today in this digital setup, unfortunately. And if this is not being enough already, a few weeks ago, we had a volcanic eruption just across the border in the DRC, also with great repercussions and damages for our neighboring cities here on the Rwandan side. For these reasons, I'm even prouder that we find ourselves here today. Why? Because from my point of view, and I'm very proud, it is a magnificent project that we set up, and that, from my understanding, easily has the potential to become a reference for supporting youth action and youth work in the Great Lakes region, but also on a wider regional scale. In 3 steps, we want to strengthen the internal capacity of selected youth groups and initiatives in the 4 project countries. We want to foster cross-border exchange and dialogue among them. And we also want to bring them together with national and international stakeholders in politics, business, development, civil society, academia, and the media. The goal is to support the positive engagement of local youth groups and initiatives and make their voices stronger in decision-making processes in the Great Lakes region, a region that has been, as we all know, unfortunately unstable for many years. And therefore, it is right that this project is funded under the instrument contributing to peace and security of the European Union. Ladies and gentlemen, our undertaking can only be successful if all partners and all stakeholders are on board. To put it more bluntly, we need your help. Being very much aware of the long commitment and the local policies of the government of Rwanda and of the other 3 project countries, this project on a policy level wants to complement existing structures, improve in cooperation the inclusion of youth and peace-building processes, identify potential gaps, create dialogue, and bring youth and stakeholders closer to each other if they have not been before. The project is also strategic, and conveying this message and this point to you is very important to me. Why? With 60% of the population in most African countries being younger than 25 years old, the AU chairperson rightfully says that for him, and here I quote the Honorable Moussa Faki, any initiative in favor of Africa must be anchored on this cardinal fact. Now, being at the end of the starting phase of our project, we are about to implement the first activities for the selected youth groups, about which we will hear more in a few minutes. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank all our partners for their great commitment and their efforts until here. And these thanks go first of all to the national coordinators of our 5 local partners, who are all long-term experts in the field of youth engagement in their regions. These are Jean-Claude Twahira with Vision Jeunesse Nouvelle in Gisenyi, Rwanda, Jimmy Luende with ADLG in Mwanza, Tanzania, Nene Morisho and Isaac Muchele with Pole Institute in Goma, DRC, and Lydia Bulgaro with Cornerstone Development and Kwesi Tabaro with Leo Africa Institute, both of them in Kampala, Uganda. My thanks also go, of course, to my CAS colleagues. As you know, we implement the project with 2 other CAS offices, not only in the DRC, and my CAS colleagues in Tanzania and Uganda, our country representatives Tilman Feltes and Anna Reisman. And I also thank and extend my wishes to my dear CAS colleagues at our headquarters and our office in Brussels, Sabine Harrierhausen, Fidan and Kerstin Liebig, who are our financial and project management backbone in these offices. And last but not least, I thank all the entire project team of this project, which is led and directed, last but not least, by my dear colleague, Ms. Mariamu Aganze, who is the project manager of this challenging project in 4 countries of the Great Lakes region. On behalf of Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, I would also like to express and repeat my gratefulness to the European Union for letting us realize this important project. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope to have brought across the message that this project is really at the heart of Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, which I represent, a German publicly funded political foundation close to the ruling Conservative Party of Chancellor Dr. Angela Merkel in Germany. Today, Konrad Adenauer Stiftung has more than 120 offices in 120 countries where we promote democracy the rule of law, social market economy, and human rights. I wish you us all an excellent day and a fruitful and inspiring discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Beno, for your speech. Thank you so much, Mr. Beno, for your speech. Dear ladies and gentlemen, now that we have heard about the purpose of the project and all the activities that the beneficiaries and everything that will be done in the project and the implementing partners, as Mr. Beno said, all we are required is our commitment, our cooperation together, to work together as partners, as stakeholders for the better implementation of the project. Thank you so much, Mr. Beno, for this speech, and we hope that everything will go well. So now we would like to welcome the program manager, Mariamo Aganze, to give us more explanation, more to help us understand more about the project. Mariamo, you are welcome.
Yes, thank you, and good morning, everybody. And thanks again to all of you for your participation this morning to our project launch conference in Rwanda. So I'm here this morning to just give you a brief summary of our project, the Great Lakes Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace. And as you know, this project is going to work mostly with youth in the Great Lake regions in the 4 countries, which are DRC, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda. And our project will run for 3 years. We have started this year in February, and we are going to end the project in January 2024. Our target groups, as Benno explained, will be youth initiatives in the Great Lake regions. Especially, we are going to work with 100 existing youth groups already in the 4 countries who do valuable work in peace building fields and who are very active in the fields such as gender equality, environment, climate change, governance. They are in political representation, they are in economic stability and employment, youth who are active in media, education, culture, but as well as religion and migration. Our projects, the action of our project are going to focus around three main approaches, which are all interlinked and they are built on each other. And the first approach that we're going to use in this project will be, we'll focus on internal capacity building of the youth initiatives. And this internal capacity building is there to strengthen the youth groups in different aspects, such as project management, political advocacy. We are also going to focus on communication, fundraisings, and other topics where we're going to find gaps in terms of knowledge and capacity. And the second approach of these projects is going to focus on regional exchange and dialogues between the youth initiative for them to share experience, but as well as to transfer knowledge between them. And our third approach is going to focus on networking. Networking not only between the youth initiatives, but also this is an opportunity for them to engage also with different stakeholders. And those stakeholders will be the international, national, or regional political decision makers, will be potential donors, civil society, centers of education, business persons, as well as media. This is the opportunities be heard at a different level so that their actions can also be visible. This project of ours will rely on different things for its success. The first one is the background of the Conrad Foundation in the 3 countries where we have our offices. This is DRC, Uganda, and Tanzania. the background of our local partners. You know, we are going to work with different partners in the 4 countries that's already been mentioned. And the projects will rely on their expertise as well as their long experience working with the youth in the regions, as well as different dense networks that they have already built in their different countries. The consortium that we have is a unique opportunity and has a unique position to reach out to a number of youth initiatives that are very active in our region, in our Great Lake regions. Also, we're going to rely on the reputation of our partners. Our partners, they have a strong experience and they have already built a high level of acceptance in the community, but also with our target groups, as well as with the local authorities and other stakeholders in the countries where they implement their actions. We have the project has some value-added elements that are very important to the implementation and the success of our actions during the 3 years that we're going to implement this project. First of all, we're going to put in place some innovative methods to our actions. And some of them will be some thematic dialogues, video that our youth groups are going to do. As you know, they are coming from different backgrounds. They're having different fields of works. All of them are not working in the same field of work. So we will have different thematics to help them to share their experience. And this will be done sometimes through videos, conference, and so on. But we're also going to put in place the Youth Action Handbook, which will be used as a curriculum for different trainings that we're going to conduct in these projects. We are going to put in place also a mobile application for them so that they can engage between them, but also they can reach out to other stakeholders where they can share their actions in the target regions. We will also have some other tools that we're going to use in this project because, as you know, the COVID pandemic has already affected our way of doing things. So we're going to make many things happening online, and we are going to use tools such as live broadcast via Twitter, via WhatsApp, via Instagram and Facebook, all those social medias that we are having now that we're going to use to the benefit of these projects. But of course, to build confidence between our youth target groups, we're going where is possible, encourage physical meetings among them. Another value element about the project is also the participatory approach that we have been doing since the beginning, from the beginning of our project between CAS and the local partners. With their experience from the beginning there, we have been working together with and to share also our experience in terms of peace buildings, and we came up with this strong project. But also the partners, this is also an opportunity for partners who will be really involved in the implementation of our project, and they will be the center in each respective countries. They are the ones who are going to be implementing the activities on the ground with the youth groups, but also they will be the one managing the financial aspect of the project in their respective countries. So this is an opportunity for them to strengthen their internal capacities as well, and also to prepare them for future cooperations in the future. So those are the elements of our project that will run in these 2.5 years now. And we hope that your contribution, your participation as key stakeholders in these projects will be very valuable so that we all reach our goals. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as summarized, we've heard now that the project is about working with the target groups from different countries and different field of areas, such as media, where different people working in media, culture, religion, good governance, and economic stability will all be involved in this project. And as requested, we are all to play a big role, a big contribution for the implementation, for the better implementation of the project, so as to achieve our goal in the period of 3 years. Thank you so much, Mariamo. Now that we have to work with target groups, we would like to welcome the National Coordinator of Rwanda, Mr. Twahirwa Jean-Claude, to tell us about the target groups which will be involved in the project implementation in Rwanda. Thank you so much. Welcome, Jean-Claude.
Thank you very much, Leticia. And now I need to present you the names of organizations which was selected for this first time, and also talking about the rest of the activities. So in Rwanda, we selected now 20 organizations where we just work with them, and we hope that we will just capture all provinces. So when we talk about Rwanda, we're just looking about the 4 provinces, including Kigali, which are 5. And we have the West, South, Kigali, and the North province and West province. So in this, we have just selected some organization. In Kigali, we were for ECO, and others organizations. And also when we talk about the provinces of Rwanda, we talk about the North and the South, where we can find other organizations which we just work together for this first time. And I like to say thank you for those who are participating in this first selection. And we hope that the working together will be fruitful and will help us to continue to participating in this project, and but also to contribute to the peace building and building the strengthening of capacity, and also sharing the experience together. So I would like to say also, when we talk about the names, you can find Friends Peace House of Rwanda, SIK for Youth Organization, and also Rwanda Scout Association. And when we go to the other provinces, we just found other names of organization which was selected, and you can find Is It Possible, and the TBU, and found also Youth Impact, and you found the Young Women Destination, and also Kolome, Imboni Arts, Stand for Peace, Sustainable Development, and also Group Spring Initiative Organization. This is the organization which was selected in the West Province. So when we go to the other provinces, we can just go in the province of North, where we selected Rwanda Youth in Action, which is located in Musanze district, and also Avenorwa, Action d'aide aux nécessités, Veuve et Orphelin au Rwanda, which are in Musanze. And I can say this because when you go to some provinces like South, not yet have any organization, but we think that we will just have one to select. And when we talk about East Province, we just find a Miracle, and also Talent Family Company, Success Stage, CIMEC, and also Legit Youth Initiative. So those organizations can be located in some districts, and it is not in some areas. So I'm saying thank you for working with Jeunesse Nouvelle, and we hope that the time will help us to know each other and to have some capacity building with you. For the next step that we are planning, we planned to have the meeting for this next week. where we just have the first meeting and working with the selected youth initiative. And it will be the good time to know each other, also to present the project that are implemented by the selected youth initiative. And thank you for this time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Claude, for the brief presentation of the youth initiatives in Rwanda. As he mentioned, the initiatives were selected from 3 provinces and the city of Kigali. 20 youth groups were selected, working in different areas of interventions. Some of them are working in the fields of economics, others in good governance, others in media. Different kinds of interventions will be intervened in for the implementation of the project. And we thank you everyone who participated in this project, who's going to be among the interventors of the project. We hope that with a good cooperation, we reach our goal. Now that you have heard more about the brief summary of the project, the purpose of this event, and the people who will be working with, who will be intervening in the project, we would like to ask to give the participants, to give the youth initiatives a room for them to ask more about the project. If they have any questions, they are welcome to ask. Everyone is free to ask in any language, either French or English. You are all welcome to ask in any language that you feel free, you feel welcome. You are all welcome. We would like to also remind you that for this conference is being recorded. Anyone who will need more about it, will send more information about it, and every questions that will be written in the chat room, they will all be answered. Also reminding you that you'll make a report of this event so that we can share it to everyone who participated today. We welcome you to the room. Everyone who would like to ask a question, you can raise your hand or type in the chat room so that we can give you a mic to ask your question. In asking questions, we would like to please request you to mention your names, your youth initiative, and your location. I mean the district where you are for now. Thank you.
Yes, I saw Mr. Peter. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for powerful presentation those who presented. I am Peter Ngotani. I present Youth Impact Mission. I didn't get the question where, if I'm to mention the district I am in now, or the district we are going to be working in. I am currently now in Chichuchiro, Kigali, but Youth Impact Mission is supposed to be working in the Rusizi district. So that's where I will be working purposely for this project. My question is, I want to know, like, clarity, to have some clarity about the timelines, when are trainings, the capacity building starting, and when like the real implementation of the project is starting. Like, I need to have those specific details. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for your question. Let's take another question from someone else who's risen his hand. Yes.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we do hear you.
So my name is Alphonse Munyaneza. I'm from Catholic Youth Services, CLS. So when Mr. Twairwa was presenting the partners of this project, I realized that you have so many partners at the national level, and I was wondering how big this project is in terms of resources, financial resources, because more you have, the more you have more partners, the more also you have more resources. How big is it? That was my question. Thank you. Over.
Thank you, Alphonse, for the question. We would like to also pick the last question. There's someone else who's risen his hand. Yes, you can speak.
Thank you. My name is Bizimana Adrie. I work in Miracle Corners, Rwanda. It's an international NGO which is working in the eastern part of Rwanda in the Bugesera district. I want first to correct the name of our organization. I saw that you wrote Miracle Exchange. It is the Miracle Corners Rwanda instead of being Miracle Exchange. The second one is to ask you more clarification how this project will adapt on the context of COVID. I want to know how the methodology of this project will adapt to the context. Because I remember we were applying that when we were making our application, we said that we work with the youth from the schools, from the community, and the pandemic is bringing on different complexities within in this project. So I want to know how we will adapt to the context. Yes, and how the resources will be allocated to this context. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Adrie, for your question. For the first answer asked by Mr. Peter Ngotanyi, it was related to the timeline or the real implementation of the activities or the beginning of the implementation, the real time of the implementation. We would like to request Madam Mariamo Aganze to help us answer this question so that we can all have a clear understanding about this question. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't hear the first question, so maybe if you can kindly repeat it for me, because I lost you at some point. And I would like to maybe to understand which one, because there are, I think, three questions. Which ones that you are asking me to answer in particular when you say a question? Thank you.
It was the first question asked by Peter Ngotanyi concerning the real time of project implementation. Like I was asking, when will the capacity building be put into action? When will the project be really implemented by the youth initiatives?
Okay, thanks. For related to that question, the real implementation of the project will start in October now because of the context that we are in. Before we had an inception phase of 6 months, and this was related to the COVID pandemic and other security situations that we faced in the beginning of the project. That's the reason why the inception phase has taken longer than what was planned. And now the real implementation of activities, we are expecting them to start very soon in October, beginning of October, as we are having the selection of the consultant who is going to develop the different training manuals for the project ongoing, and we are expecting him to start the work in August, and by October to have our manuals are ready. Those are related to the trainings and workshops that we organize in this project. But in the meantime, we are having different calls that we have started with the youth initiatives, so that now they can be engaged and active in the project, for them to understand better our project, as well as for us to know what is their work and to understand what they are doing in the regions. So we are starting with introduction meetings in different countries, and in Rwanda it will happen next week. But as well as we'll have different subject-based calls with them in different areas that they are working in related to peace building in the regions. And this will take place between August and September. These subject-based calls will be within the country, but we will also have between different countries, different subject calls with the youth initiatives that we have selected. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer, dear Mariamo. As said, the project is not going to start this soon, but in October. But I say there are different activities prepared for the youth initiatives to be able to intervene in the project, such as orientation meetings concerning the activities that they can really do. For the second question asked by Alphonse, he mentioned that in the presentation of the project, the project has so many big partners in different countries, and as big as the project partners are, and so do the financial resources, all the resources to implement a project. We would like to, and his question was concerning about how big the resources are. We will redirect this question to Mr. Beno to help us answer the question to Alphonse. Thank you.
I'll try again now. Okay, I see the signal. Yes, thank you very much for the question. Project budget is a bit more than 2 million euro, co-funded by the European Union and us, Konrad Adenauer Stiftung. At first sight, or at first sound, this sounds a lot of money, which is of course a lot of money, but also you have to take into account that this is a project of a period over 3 years, and we talk also about not only one country, but 4 countries. So it is a good budget, but also not like the biggest budget on earth. But I think this allows us to do and implement the activities that we plan for and that we want to do in a good and efficient manner.
Thank you, Mr. Beno. As I think Mr. Alphonse has got the answer right. As big as the project, as Beno said, as big as the project it is, as big as also the budget is, but not as big as the world is budget. So we don't have to worry about the budget concerning the project, because it's enough to enable the project to be implemented on time for the period of 3 years, as they told us. We also had a question from Adrie Miracle Corners concerning the people or members of the youth initiatives who are in schools or in different areas, but who will also involve in this project implementation. He was wondering on how this project will be adapted, how this project will be implemented, because some of them are in schools in different areas, but also they would like to play a big role, a big contribution in the promotion of peace, also in the project implementation. We would like to redirect discussion to Madame Mariamu Aganze to give us a clear answer on how people in different areas, such as schools I mentioned, or colleges, we will be able to adapt it to this project implementation. Thank you. Mariamo, the speech is yours.
Yeah, thanks again for the floor. Related to COVID situation, we are also trying to adapt depend on each context because each country has its own restrictions related and their way of dealing with COVID pandemic. But related to this project, currently we are trying to make everything online, set up online. Like most of the activities for now were related to the inception phase that we are conducting online using the different platforms such as Zoom, and of course the different launches, conferences, and the activities that we are running now. All of them we are trying to make them happening online. So depend on the COVID situation in October when different training session will start. We are going to adapt as well if as the situation is evolving. But for now, we are trying to make everything happening online.
Yeah, thank you for your answer, Madam Mariamo. Agree, as Madam Mariamo answered to us, different activities for these days are being done via virtually, via online, and as well as also, as you said, people in different areas can also be involved in the implementation of activities through online. There can be a use of different kinds of systems to use, such as Zoom, Teams, or any other thing. So with the answer, activities can be done online in case people are not able to do things physically. Thank you, Mariam, once again for your answer. Last but not least, we have a question from the chat room concerning the memorandum of understanding. We would like to ask the person to open their mic or to raise their hand so that they can give a clear question to that, so that we can also give a clear answer to that.
Yes, I think the question was coming to Mr. Safari from Miracle Cornerstone.
Safari,
Yeah.
can you please?
Yeah, I'm called Olive Safari. I'm actually a female. I'm the country manager of Miracle Corners, Rwanda. I wanted actually to get a clarification because I know we received emails confirming our selections, but I was asking myself, going forward with the implementation of the project, is there any abiding document that you send us? Probably something like an MOU, just as an agreement between us, just tying up the partnership that we have with you. So that's my question. Sorry, I didn't put up my photo. It's like the internet is not that good. That's why I wasn't able to put up my video.
All right, it's okay. Thank you for the question. The question, if I can repeat it well, it's concerning some of the documents that will be like as proof of youth initiatives working with organizations. We would like to direct discussion to the General Director of Vision Jeunesse Nouvelle, Brother Vital, to give us an answer to this question. Thank you.
Thank you, Safar, for your question. As you know that Vision Jeunesse Nouvelle is a leading partner in Rwanda, and also in collaboration with CAS, we have selected 20 youth initiatives. So the MOU or partnership or agreement, you will sign them with us. Every youth initiative or organization will sign an MOU with the Vision Jeunesse Nouvelle. So as Mariam mentioned it, from next month up to October, we will get time to explain the project. We will also to have an agreement on the activities that you will call out, and also we will sign an MOU with each organization, with activities and the budget. So you will have the MOU signed between an organization and the Vision Jeunesse Nouvelle. So we'll explain more as the time in the future. In next month, we'll get all necessary information about the agreement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Vital, for your answers. I hope Safari and also others from other youth initiatives have all understand the answer to this question. We would like to thank everyone who has participated in the first part of the discussion, today's discussion. Thank you all for your questions, and we hope we had all the clear answers for concerning the project, its objectives, youth initiatives, as well as all the requirements that you'll need in regards to project implementation. For now, we would like to welcome our panelists. We would like to give a warm welcome to everyone to an open discussion, mostly with our panelists. Today we have 4 panelists from different organizations. Firstly, we have on the panel, we have Mr. Alphonse Munyaneza from the Catholic Relief Service. He's the youth program manager. We also have Mr. Emmanuel Mutangana from the district. He's the NYC coordinator. We are together again with Madame Emima Wimhuwe, the assistant coordinator of American Corner from the University of Tourism, Technology and Business Studies. And lastly, we are together with Mr. Jeunesse Nouvelle, the National Peace Advisor from the Civil Society, Never Again Rwanda. Today's panel will have a topic concerning the contribution of the youth in peace promotion. And to begin with the National Youth Council Coordinator, Emmanuel Mutangana. Would like to, concerning the contribution of the youth in peace promotion. What are the active roles of the NYC in conflict management and peace building? What will be the biggest role to help us in peace promotion as a National Youth Council coordinator? How do you see this a big contribution in the project or in the country of Rwanda in conflict management and peace building? Dear Mr. Emmanuel, we welcome you to the panel. Mutangana. We can see that maybe he's facing a problem of network, for the climate is not as good as we expected. He's here in Rwanda. Nextly, we would like to welcome Mr. Alphonse Munyaneza to the panel to give us his views on the contribution, on the role of youth activities in peace building or peace promotion. Mr. Alphonse, what role does civil society play in green economic development of the youth in Rwanda?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Letitia. I think you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, the civil society in the economic development for youth in Rwanda. So even if I'm not a representative of civil society in Rwanda, but I'm part of it because, and I'm well positioned to talk about our contribution in economic development. So the civil society is a major contributor to the economic development in Rwanda. And I believe there are many facts that testify these contributions. In Rwanda, the civil society is wide array of organizations, and I can mention here, for example, the non-government organizations such as the Catholic Relief Services that I'm representing today. We have other big international organizations such as World Vision and so on. We have also charitable giving, charitable organizations such as Caritas. We have faith-based organizations such as Jeunesse Nouvelle, which is hosting today this launch. And I think everyone who is participating in this discussion can witness your contribution in the economic development for youth. So we have community groups, we have labor unions, we have professional associations, and so on. So the role of civil society in green economic development, especially for youth, is huge, as I mentioned. And I can give some examples. First, we are promoting decent work for youth. Most of our organizations, both international and national, are contributing to job creation for youth by ensuring that the youth have access to livelihoods assets that allow them to either to create their own small businesses or to secure paid jobs. There are also many examples, and I can even start from this project that you are launching today. As you mentioned, one of its objectives to build is the skills development for youth. So, recognizing that the green economy will be achieved when everyone is economically included. Civil society plays a big role in skills development for youth, for mentoring them, for providing startup capital, and so on. So the civil society also is contributing to quality education. For example, here we recognize the contribution of the church, which is one part of the civil society, and the promotion of education, either through the constructions of schools, the trainings, and so on. So civil society also contributes to the promotion of health for all. We know that green economy and health and well-being, those are the drivers of the entry point for the green economy. So we also contribute to peace building. And we know many organizations that have contributed to peace building in Rwanda after the genocide perpetrated against Tutsi in 1994. I think today it is interesting that it creates a youth network for dialogue and the peace project. It's fortunate that also this project is being implemented. One of our civil society in Rwanda, Jeunesse Nouvelle, and the other consortium members, as we have already explained. And this also is another example of the contribution of civil society as far as the green economy is concerned. So briefly, as I said, we are usually contributing to the green economy through different interventions, either in Rwanda or in Great Lakes, if I'm not wrong. I know so different projects which are being implemented in the DRC, in Uganda, and even in Rwanda, my country. So briefly, we are really playing a big role in this green economy development. And without maybe taking a big time, I can give the floor to others. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Alphonse. But speaking of the activities that you mentioned, such as skills development or better quality of education, how do they involve in making a contribution to the keeping of peace for a long-lasting life? How do they play a big role? How do they affect the keeping of peace in a long-lasting lifetime?
Thank you. I think that when the youth are not working, when they don't have something to do, It's where they can participate in those activities that the rebellions activities. We know what happened in Rwanda in 1994, as I mentioned. We have other examples in the Eastern Congo, where we have so many youth who have been participating in those rebellion activities because they are not working, because they don't have anything to do. Anyone who has guns, they are recruiting them for going to kill. They're recruiting them for going to work for them, for exploiting other natural resources. So by building their skills, we are ensuring that the youth will be contributing to the economy of the nations, but also we are ensuring that we are giving them the foundations of not being involved in those harmful activities that, as I mentioned. So skills development is part of the asset that youth needs for being employed or for creating their own jobs. So the researches that have been conducted in Rwanda, even in other countries, mentions the lack of the skills where the civil society is putting effort in it's contributing for ensuring that the youth are skilled to either to create their own jobs or to secure paid jobs, and this is part of the piece. This is we are working. You know that they are working. They not be involved in those harmful activities. Over.
Yeah, thank you. This takes us to what Mr. Beno said earlier, as this project comes to also to play a big role in talent detections of youth, and this comes a result of helping the youth to know what talents they are in, what they are able to do, which will also be a helpful activity in helping them to create their own jobs so that they will also be able to work in order to avoid those conflict activities. We thank you so much, Mr. Alphonse, for your speech. I would like to also welcome Madam Emima Uwimhowe. We've heard of so many times the problem concerning gender-based violence in so many areas, countries, in DRC or also in Rwanda. We've had a big problem of gender-based violence that is done to either girls, women, or men. What is the contribution of youth in the fight against gender-based violence? How will this be a big role? How will this affect to peace? Emima, your microphone is off.
Okay, thank you. As you said, my name is Emima. I work from the American Corner, UTB Rubavu. The American Corner is in UTB in partnership with US Embassy Kigali and University of Tourism Technology and Business Studies. So what we do at the American Corner, we are promoting culture exchange, mutual understanding between United States and Rwanda. We are promoting youth and women in different programs through trainings, and we are promoting English as well as other activities which are important to our society. So about this topic, what youth can do in against gender-based violence, the first of all, they have to teach them about their rights. Women have to know their rights so that they can be able to fight against their violence. Also, youth can do advocacy on gender-based violence. They can give information about those who are doing violence against women, and also they can help and accompany women in their social, economic, and activities. And again, they can participate in conflict resolutions. So what the connection between that and peace building is that the world free of gender-based violence can have peace from starting from the family, the community, they go up to the sector, because women can be developed, and it can go up to all over the country, then it takes the whole region. Thank you.
Madam Emima, speaking of women knowing their human rights, how do you think that this will contribute to playing a big role in peace promotion? You say that to avoid or to fight against gender-based violence, women also have to know their rights. How would this contribute to the big peace keeping in the country or worldwide?
Okay, thank you. So when women will know their rights, they will not accept to be violated. They know where they can ask, where can knock to get their rights that they have. They can help them, even they can help other fellow women in different areas.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Emima, for your speech. We hope that this gender-based violence will also be reduced through advocacy, through education, and through mutual understanding, as you mentioned. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Jeunesse Nouvelle from the Never Again Rwanda, the National Peace Advisor. Mr. Jeunesse, speaking of the contribution of youth in civil society to the promotion of peace or to a long keep lasting of peace in the country, what are the roles of youth in the political decisions of the government, and what challenges do they face? Mr. Jeunesse, please, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, moderator, for giving me the floor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My names are Jeunesse Nouvelle. I'm the National Peace Advisor working with Never Again Rwanda. Never Again Rwanda is a peace building and social justice organization, which was founded in 2002 in response to the 1994 genocide against the Tutsis. I'm very privileged to present to you today on the topic about the roles of the youth in the political decisions of the government, and I will also
Mr. Jeunesse, we cannot hear you.
and levels, where from the village level, they are represented at the cell sector and also at the district level in advisory councils, where they also channel different needs and priorities of their constituencies to influence the agenda of the government and also the policies and programs. Lastly, youth are also involved in community-based platforms like Inteko z'abaturage, like Umuganda, where they are also where the decisions regarding their lives are debated, and their contribution is also recognized. I'm not quite sure if you allow me, moderator, to talk about the challenges they are facing, or if there is a particular opportunity to discuss them. Thank you.
Yes, you can mention some of the few challenges that they also face.
Yeah, to be frank, though there are platforms where youth can voice their concerns and needs, there are some of the challenges they encounter on this journey. The first one is there are some youth who lack kind of confidence to speak in public fora, because some are afraid to repeat the same mistakes, because in the past there were youth who were involved in political parties and they ended up committing genocide. So like with this genocide legacy, some abstain themselves from participating in the political parties because they fear that they can also risk to commit such crimes. Secondly, there is also kind of pressure from adults when they are with the youth in different platforms. Sometimes a small number of adults don't consider the youth's ideas because they see them as not mature enough to participate in politics. And lastly, sometimes in the community-based consultation platforms, the approaches used are not youth-friendly. I mean, there is lack of entertainment and other approaches that encourage youth to attend and participate. Mostly, those are the challenges that youth face when it comes to participation in the governance processes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Travis. Speaking of the challenges that you have all mentioned, what do you think that is the biggest point that we can all focus on in the platforms or in the virtual?
Can you? I'm not sure I'm not getting you well.
I was saying that as we told us about the challenges faced, whereby some of the youth are not really allowed to participate in the platforms.
I think the voice is very low at your end, Letitia. The voice is very, very low. Cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me for now?
Okay. Now I can hear you.
Yes, thank you. I was relating the question to Mr. Theonest concerning the challenges that he has said, that he mentioned earlier. What do you think that is, which area do you think that can be focused on so as to maintain peace longly, either among youth in the platforms where they all meet, or to help for the parents to let them be free in participating in different kinds of platforms?
Thank you, moderator. In my opinion, there are three recommendations to me to be made in this regard. Firstly, all programs targeting youth should be inclusive to empower youth to build their confidence and also communicate their needs and priorities. I mean, if there are activities in the community, youth should be brought together with adults, with parents, with local leaders in order to learn how to speak in public fora and also voice their concerns to the members of the committees and local leaders who are the decision makers. Secondly, the local leaders who are chairing the community-based consultation platforms should adopt approaches they are using to meet the youth expectations and interest. Here I mean, they should accommodate approaches that keep youth involved, like entertainment, music, and other forms of arts that motivate youth to participate actively, because they are not only the leaders of today, but the leaders of tomorrow, as history has shown that they are able even to stop the genocide. Lastly, the government has been doing an amazing work to allocate some funds to the youth initiatives in different levels. So they should also add more funds to ensure that youth representatives are facilitated to consult their constituencies to collect their needs and priorities, and also go back to them to generate feedback and also advocate for their needs to different levels where they are part, like for example, in the advisory councils. Thank you.
Meaning that we have to mainly focus on all the approaches, to focus on all the approaches that will help the youth to participate in activities that will help them to be intervening in peace building activities. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Teones, for your speech. Lastly, we will have to have the last panelist, Mr. Mtangana Emmanuel. If he's together with us, can give him a floor. Unfortunately, Mr. Mtangana is not here together with us. Maybe he's still facing a network issue. From all the views of the panelists, we've had so many discussions, their opinions concerning the ways and approaches to help the youth to participate in activities that will lead to a long-lasting peace in the country. We would like to welcome the attendees, the people that we are together with in these discussions, for a few of the questions concerning the opinions of the panelists. In case you have a question, we will have two or three questions to be asked to the panelists, so that we can go on. Anyone with a question, please raise your hand or text in the chat room so that we can reach you. If you also have any recommendation, not only that we'll be asking questions, if you have any compliment, any recommendation, please, we welcome you so that you give us your view. John, please, welcome. You can turn on your microphone. We cannot hear you. John, please, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. Hello?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
I'm John from TPW Runana. Just I arrived to the meeting late because of the problem of connection. So if possible, I would like you to give us the summary about the presentation given by project coordinator about better understanding of overall project. Can you give us a summary if possible? Thank you.
Thank you, John, for the question, but unfortunately, the presentation was made earlier, but as you said, we are recording this discussion and we are taking notes of everything being said here. We shall send everything that happened, all the presentations, to your emails. Thank you. Next to Byiringiro, you can please unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Mr. Byiringiro, cannot get you. We cannot get you well.
Roadmap.
Byiringiro, you can start over. We did not hear you for the first time. You had a long network. You can repeat your opinion, please. We guess that Byiringiro is unfortunately having.
My net
you can use chat because we cannot hear you very well. Let's give the floor to Mr. Adrie. Please welcome.
Thank you. I want to the presentation focusing on development actually, when you look educational quality contribute a lot to self-awareness of the training, and also they develop their understanding. I mean, their role to the community. I think the that we need to develop to the trainees to ensure that they have a quality of education among of them, and we ensure that they have benefited with the with adequate values and attitude. If we have the youth power skill,
Mr. Adrie, cannot get you very well. We think you are facing a network issue. You can also help. Yes. You can use the chat room because we cannot get your voice very well. Lastly, but not least, let's give the floor to Youth in Action, Rwanda Youth in Action. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, morning.
Yes, good morning.
I'm called Isai Mbonyishuti. I'm Executive Director of Rwanda Youth in Action organization. I want to ask if in this project is any study tour where you can visiting another country and we sharing the experience like in Congo, Tanzania. That is my question.
Thank you so much, the leader from Rwanda Youth in Action. Let's redirect this question to Brother Vital Ringueneza for his answer to your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Isai. As we said that this project in 3 years, there is a lot of activities. There are many activities, even that one will be included. As we talked earlier, we will get time to discuss timeline, activities, action plans for every youth initiative or for every organization. And also for the national level, we will have different activities. So we'll get time, and also we'll get to know all activities in the coming month, month that we are going to plan activities, agreement, and the memo of understanding. All that one, they are planned in our activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Dej.
Thank you so much, Brother Vital, for your answer to the question. We would like to get back to the panelists. Firstly, we'll begin with Alphonse Munyaneza. If there's anything else you can say about this event or concerning the questions or the opinions given by the participants, please, Mr. Alphonse, you are once again welcome.
Thank you so much. I think there are no questions asked about what you have already said. And probably it is because it was clear, or it is the problem of networks as we have been experiencing it. But briefly, I would like to emphasize on the need of skills development. And I think this is part of your project, the skills development and helping youth to access to resources. Financial resources. When, for example, you are building the skills, sometimes the youth need to access those resources for starting their jobs, because creating jobs is also a key driver of peace building. You cannot only say that the peace will be built through the dialogues only. The youth needs to dialogue, to discuss, to exchange the experiences, what is happening in their countries, but also they need to be employed, to get jobs, so that they can contribute on the economy of their nations. That is my conclusion, and over to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too for your speech. You'll focus on that in employing the youth mostly. Back to Emima Wimhowe. Please welcome for closing review. Emima Wimhowe.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Thank you so much. So far, there is no question asked about my point, but I want to recommend maybe one thing, that there may be a platform where youth in this region can meet and discuss about their problems in their societies, so that they can find solutions together. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you once again for your review. Lastly, we would like to also welcome Mr. Theoneste. Theoneste Ndungse, please welcome for your closing review for any recommendation.
Thank you, moderator, for the floor. I'm very moved by the title of your project, Great Lakes Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace, Our Diversity, Our Opportunity. It's true that youth in the Great Lakes region have been at the same time victims and perpetrators of violence. So with the introduction of Youth Network for Dialogue, I think they are going to come together to discuss about how they can contribute to peace processes in the respective communities and the Great Lakes region. So this is the way of also learning how to appreciate diversity, and also to come together to stay open to stereotypes, prejudices, and other things which divide them. So a special message to the youth in Rwanda and in the region. Youth are represented at different levels, especially in Rwanda, from the village to the cell sector, district, to the national level. And there are also two members of the parliament representing the youth. So they should use these opportunities to raise their concerns and needs, and also share the experiences with those with the decision makers, to let them know what they wish and what they want to do in order to shape a bright future for the country. So as the majority of the population with the demographic weight, they have a lot to offer, and they've been given the opportunity. Let them use the opportunities, and it is within their powers. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Teones, for your reviews. We recommend everyone else who is having an opinion, recommendation, or compliment to please text them in the chat room. We'll also get a feedback to your opinions, and we appreciate everyone who participated in this discussion. We also thank all the panelists who participated in this discussion. Thank you all so much for your reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, for this moment, let us all welcome Mr. Zachary, the team leader for education, digitalism, and youth from the European Union Embassy, for his remarks. Dear Mr. Zachary, you are mostly welcome to the floor.
Thank you. Do you mind telling me if you can see me well? Because in this COVID world, I'm now in Morocco, and I'm not sure if my connection holds enough. So can you hear me?
Yes, we do hear you.
Good. So then it's a good start. First, I wanted to thank everybody for two reasons. First, I think the presentation of the project was very interesting. And it's interesting to see how these networks will be built between youth organization, what are the plans for the next year. What was also very interesting in the panel we just participated in is the many leads and ideas that emerge. And as you mentioned, I'm in charge of education, and I saw that education, I heard that education came quite a few times to the fore as one of the main drivers and one of the main reasons and issues that need to be addressed, and providing equal opportunities for our students and for our youth in general. Now, let me get back to the launch. So we are very happy that the project is finally launched. I know there were many issues outside the various organization grasps that postponed a bit this launch. Some natural catastrophes, COVID is still with us, unfortunately, but it's good that we're now here. So a bit on the purpose of the initiative and where all these projects come from. The leadership and role of youth and young people in conflict prevention and resolution is increasingly recognized. So this is something that you'll find often now in all public fora. And this is an essential element for building peace. Young people are really agents of change. And this, again, with the discussions we had today, for me, this is very clear. However, this is in all humility, we also have to recognize that for institutions, even like the European Commission, we have a bit, the support we gave fell short a bit up until now. And we have not fully grasped the opportunities we had to support youth and to support all the excellent initiatives and ideas and processes that they can bring to cooperation, to country development processes, and so on and so forth. So in a way, the call for proposal that was launched last year is an answer to that. So it was acknowledging this, that the call was launched, and precisely to fill that gap. And so here, I really want to congratulate CAS and also the 5 organizations that were successful applicants. So one round of applause to all of these organizations. And of course, given we're the delegation in Rwanda, I also want to thank specifically Vision Jeunesse Nouvelle, with whom we have not worked up until now, but we are very eager to start the work. Maybe two features that are worth highlighting for this project and this initiative. First, we're very happy to see that it allows collaboration between organization in Europe and organization in Rwanda. And this you see, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but we're starting a new programming phase for the EU in Rwanda. So we will start a new, let's say, new round of programming and programs dedicated to various areas of intervention. And this is something that we will push even further in our own round of programming, meaning we will try to look at opportunities for a European and Rwandan organization to partner. The second highlight for me of this intervention is the regional dimension. So here, there's really an unparalleled opportunity to link up with other organizations. And I heard the participant that said, can we have study visits and so on? So it's clear that there's added value in sharing opinion, sharing points of view, sharing best practice, sharing challenges as well between organizations of the region. So this is also something that is very welcome. Side remark, we also have other youth projects that are funded by the EU delegation in Rwanda, one of which with Interpeace and Never Again Rwanda. So we had Jeunesse on the panel. So I would suppose that you're aware of this project. And so we really hope that you continue and stay in touch with each other and share not only between beneficiary youth organization of this initiative, but also broader initiative that we are supporting in general. And last, I mean, really from the delegation point of view, one of the objectives that we have set for ourselves is to try to reach out to a broad-based range of CSO organization all over the country. And so this is the right step for us in the right direction. Now that I also saw the presentation from the national coordinator, I see that we are almost reaching out to youth organization in all provinces by the southern, and this is of course very, very welcome. So that's for the project. Now, if you just allow me, if I'm still in time, a small word on youth in general and what it means for the EU. So, as I mentioned, we haven't probably dedicated enough effort for this in the past. This is really, really changing massively. And so now there's a clear understanding at the top level of a hierarchy that youth must be involved in shaping and implementing policies and decisions that affect their lives. And this is true at community level, this is also true at city level, and this is also true at national level. At the international level, what the EU is doing is that we are setting up what we call a youth sounding board. So what is it? It's a space. It's a space for young people to share ideas. So 25 people have been selected out of 4,000 applicants. And it's a space for those youth representatives to share ideas, to share their view, and to suggest ways to do better and ways to include youth views in EU policies, so our international development policies. They have access to the EU Commissioner for International Partnerships. So this is really the top person sitting at the top of our Directorate General, so 3,000 employees, and it's the person who sets the tone for the overall EU cooperation. So they have access to a high level of decision making. So this shows a bit the importance that youth is given now and will be given for the next 7 years. I'm convinced of that. Small remarks on this. Out of the 25 youth that are represented, we have one from Rwanda, and we are delighted to have him on board. And we'll meet with them in the foreseeable future and discuss with them also what are his views for what we can do and what he can share at the global level as well. In Rwanda, and this, I'll stop with this, and apologies for being maybe a bit longer than expected. we want to do the same. So when we were discussing at the end of last year what would be the priority areas of intervention for 2021-2027, we exposed our ideas to a panel of young people, representative from various youth organizations, and we discussed a bit the way this was done today. We discussed what could be done for education, what could be done for a Green Deal, what could be done for governance, etc. And this is very important for us to aggregate it, to understand and get another perspective that maybe we are not getting. And the idea now is to make it something more sustainable and some more systematic. And so we want to create a youth sounding board, same as for the international level, but here in Rwanda. And so this is something we're pretty excited about. And this is something that probably you'll hear very soon from us, because this is something we want to set in the upcoming weeks, month. So in a nutshell, this is what I had to say. Thanks a lot for having me. And you know, the EU delegation door and emails are always open. I mean, Ellie is here with me. She's the one that follows governance matters and so on. So feel free to reach out to her. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any queries on education in particular, or other topic I'm responsible for. And I wish you really all the success in your initiative and all the best for the future. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Mr. Zachary, thank you for your speech. Speaking of the truth, this project comes as a space for the youth to give their ideas, opinions, to also help them detect how they are able to do in either economically, education, or peace promotion. So this project is a big opportunity for people in Rwanda, for everyone in the country or worldwide, or in partners, as a big chance and opportunity for the youth to in the participation of keeping peace worldwide, as well as developing themselves. Thank you once again for your speech, Mr. Zakaria, and we were also very glad to be with you in this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the General Director of Youth Empowerment from the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Madame Solange Tetero, for her remarks. Honorable Solange, please welcome.
Thank you, moderator. Dear EU representative, dear representative from Jeunesse Nouvelle, dear youth-driven organizations representatives, and youth here present, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Good morning to you all. As we celebrate the launch of the Great Lakes Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace, or Diversity or Opportunity Project, allow me to first express my gratitude to Jeunesse Nouvelle and other stakeholders who contributed to the success of the step we are celebrating today. Secondly, I want to thank you all for your presence in this important event, and especially appreciate your invaluable contribution to youth empowerment across the country. Secondly, I want to remind you that all over the world, it is known that young people, both boys and girls, are instrumental when it comes to achieving sustainable peace. They represent a precious asset that no country can afford to waste, because they bring energy, talent, and creativity to peace-building initiatives, together with new skills and motivation, enabling countries to grow, innovate, and prosper. This project comes in a period where the world, and Rwanda in particular, is still fighting with the COVID-19 pandemic. With this situation comes undeniable challenges that hinder peace and development for our young people. It is hence imperative to pay tribute to the resilience and creativity of our young people throughout this crisis, but also to rethink the strategies that will allow them to adapt
to the new normal and strive to contribute to economic recovery in post-COVID era, because peace goes hand in hand with economic growth. In Rwanda, we are lucky that our country is counted among the most peaceful across the globe. However, we, the young people, are responsible to keep the momentum and ensure that the coming generations inherit an even more peaceful country that offers a lot more opportunities for innovation and growth. Young people have a responsibility to define the peace they want for this country. Though peace might sound as a broad term, but when people are able to resolve their conflicts without violence and can work together to improve their quality of lives, this is the most important aspect. I'm glad that this project will offer to Rwandan young people an opportunity to exchange experience with other young people from the region and to learn from them. It will, on the other hand, instill in them the courage and motivation needed to explore and innovate around issues that are pertinent to the sub-region, while bringing back the best practices from all over the Great Lakes region. As you might be aware, 60% of African population is youthful and they are below 25 years old. I'm sure that everyone values the empowerment of young people, and this is why we have to always put them at the center of our country's development, and henceforth provide them with opportunities that accelerate and catalyze their growth and contribute to challenges relevant to their respective communities. The government of Rwanda has put in place different programs supporting young people's empowerment in all domains that are intended to answer most of the questions that were asked in this forum. Since 2017, the government of Rwanda endorsed the National Strategy for Transformation that is expected to lay a foundation for decades of sustainable growth and transformation, intended to accelerate the move towards achieving high standards of living for all Rwandans. This strategy reflects indeed the aspirations of Rwandans, including young people, whereby peace building, skills development, productive and decent work creation are among the main targets. In the same line, Rwanda joins the rest of the world to enroll the Generation Unlimited program, which is intended to meet urgent needs of young people, including but not limited to secondary education and skills, school to work transition, youth entrepreneurship and self-employment, creating decent jobs for youth, and most importantly, thrive for young people's participation and civic engagement that most of you spoke about in this forum. In the National Unlimited program, we are running a specific project that focuses on building the capacities of youth-led organizations, because as the ministry, we believe that their contribution to the country's sustainable development is crucial and imperative. And we believe that young people are, the today's and the future of Rwanda. Next year, we are launching a program called Youth Cross-Border Trade that will seek to facilitate trade among young people from Rwanda and DRC. This will be a pilot phase, and we hope to scale it up soon after seeing how it goes, to ensure that young people of Rwanda and of the Great Lakes region can benefit from all the opportunities that are here. The two projects are in line with the project that we are launching today, and we are committed to building synergies with all partners involved to work together towards desired results, including peace and development. There's a lot that we can leverage on and capitalize on to achieve outcomes together. And I liked the innovative tools and methodologies that were presented that were put in place to thoroughly implement this project. And I hope that we are open to sharing the curriculum that you're developing and the curriculum that we are developing, and other tools that are in place to ensure that young people can fully benefit from our interventions. Before I conclude, allow me to highlight on behalf of the minister, who would have loved to be here but couldn't due to other equally important duties, that this project is a great milestone and it came timely. The fact that it will be implemented in various countries of the region raise a foundation to future collaborations and will serve as a stepping stone towards opening new horizons to our young people. To conclude, I want to commend the leadership of Jeunesse Nouvelle for all the initiatives they have and they are still conceiving and materializing to empower Rwandan youth. The ministry is committed to continue work with you in all interventions aligned with the mission and the vision of the ministry and of the government in general, and especially the implementation of this specific project, Great Lakes Youth Network for Dialogue and Peace, our diversity, our opportunity. Again, thank you for inviting youth representatives to attend this meeting. As they say, nothing for youth without youth. Allow me to take this opportunity to also extend my appreciation to all of you, dear guests, EU representative, and I appreciate especially the fact that you co-create solutions with young people, and the fact that there's young people in the board that you talked about. This is really something that we appreciate as Rwanda, and we look forward to keeping working with you towards the empowerment of our young people. I also appreciate the leaders from other countries of the Great Lakes region and young people here present for your tireless efforts to organize this event, but most importantly, your dedication towards youth empowerment. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a great day.
Thank you so much, Director Solange, for your speech. The fact that this project comes as a great opportunity for the youth in both Rwanda and other partners, and as requested or recommended by the project programs, project managers to have a great success in this project implementation. All we are required or requested is a great collaboration, commitment, and hard working together so that we can all achieve our goal. Dear panelists, dear guests, thank you all so much for being with us today in this virtual event organized by Jeunesse Nouvelle. We are very much pleased to be with you in these discussions, and we believe that together we will have a higher achievement of our goal and together in implementing this project. Thank you all so much. Closing, we would like to take a group photo of the participants in this event. We can request you all to turn on your camera so that we can take a group photo. As please, please turn on all your cameras so that we can take a group photo for the day. 1, 2, 3. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, thank you all for being with us today, for being with us in this virtual event. We were very much pleased once again to be with you, and we wish you a very wonderful day ahead. We wish you to have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Thank you too for organizing.